Continue with campaign 2. I don't really have any major announcements other than just chipping away at the pile. I will one of these days, hell or high water, finally get the YouTube updated so people can catch up. But other than that, that's all I got. Does anyone else have any announcements? Anything fun in animation, Bolu?
Let's see. No, unfortunately, in the world of animation, everything has to be kept under the hat because of NDA. But the good news is, hey, I have things that are under NDA. You know, the success of having things that I can't talk about. The best kind of things to have.
Well, I hope that it either ships or gets uncovered.
Eventually.
Because to have stuff that has been sitting in NDA and it doesn't ship and they don't release it, it's like, okay, that's fine. I won't show everyone.
I've got a few projects from years back that I still can't talk about. So there's that.
Yep. Oh, the struggle is real. But all right, so before we get started, party, let me get your customary D100 rolls.
Yes.
What I get? I got 52.
Oh, man. I think I might need the roll from yesterday.
Hey, good double digits. Yes.
See, I'm supposed to get the bad roll at the start of these. With what? You're kind of
harshing your vibe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're crapping my style.
Tish could not get a double-digit roll last night, and then passed it along to me.
Damn it. Yep, oh my god, it took her at least like a dozen rolls.
She was very happy though when it finally came around.
Yep.
It's all worth it.
It's a character arc, a real hero's journey.
The dice.
The dice always decide. Alright, and then who would like to do a recap?
I can do it since Piers is
I'm sick.
under the weather. We started off the session by leveling up as part of sort of our downtime day while the priest was in town. Ruben looked through the books that were in the priest's cabin and found a book on the responsibilities and the training of memory priests, and learned that the largest hall of memory is in Ard Isle. Right? Is that right?
Ard Ile.
Ile?
You're close.
Yeah.
Hold on, I can
put
put
that
I mean, I just make up my own pronunciation and spelling. Oh, I did spell it right. I just pronounced it wrong. Carbat spends a little bit of time just sort of wandering through the garden of memories, just touching things and see what kind of pops out to them. A few of the strongest ones that he found were of comrades and family members falling in battle. He got overwhelmed and has to make checks at disadvantage until our next rest. Ruben met Carbat in the garden and started asking Carbat about memory imbuement. Carbat doesn't really know that much about the memory stuff, but had found a handkerchief that was imbued with the memory of a pie and tried to show that to Ruben, since he thought that Ruben would appreciate that, but Ruben was just sort of like, "Oh, cool, a handkerchief." I'm sure there's pie on it or something. Good for you. We, as a group, talk about how we want to try to help Stremdry, because, I mean, the way things were going, Stremdry seemed disappointed and kind of distraught and wanted to leave. And we wanted to try to make this a more welcoming place for him so that he didn't have to try to find somewhere else that would be probably the same at best. So we decided to throw a feast. Ruben and while we were doing that, Ruben went foraging, I think, and found a mom and her kid foraging for berries to make tarts. Ruben immediately gave him advice on how to make tarts better.
Of course.
He food splained.
Yeah. Found out that there are hunters in town, and they used to rely on fish, but the population of that needs to recover before they can rely on that again after all the whatever they were called, bodlier. So hopefully they go back. Well, not the bodlier, the fish.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, man. I mean, they came back once. We had to kill them again, so hopefully they're taken care of now. Hopefully. We tried to find out more about why people don't like Stremdry, the priest, and it's mostly just because he's Nefurian and people are dicks. So, yeah. A lot of people actually seem okay with him, just there's a small vocal minority that are trying to cause problems. Parvat and Hassad decide to go hunt some food for the feast and decide on a tenby, because we know sort of what that is, and it's big and is from around here probably. So Oleander helps by locating the creature and summoning her own tenby to come help us, which turns out it wasn't even really needed. We could have handled the tenby, took all of the damage, we would have died. But we were able to take down the even larger tenby than the one that was summoned. Tenby Mercury now is a honored party member, and helps us drag the giant tenby corpse back to the priest's cabin. Ruben and Oleander, meanwhile, head into town to try to find ale. They talk to the hunter Cesius. Is that right?
That's what I wrote.
Okay. He's kind of concerned that only 2 people went to go hunt a tenby. But there's not much you can do about that now. He seems okay with the priest and is actually willing to help make him feel more welcome. He donates spices and stuff and has a small supply of alcohol, but there's not much just in town, I guess. And says he will stop by later to help prep the tenby when, assuming that we, Hassad and Karvat, make it back. We then all kind of reconvene at the hut. The berry lady came back with the tarts. Nope. The priest guy, Stremdry, came in, just like devoured most of the tarts and then fell asleep. He was like, I don't even care what's going on right now. I'm just tired. It's been a long day. Cesius does show up, is mildly impressed, helps carve up the meats, and helps Karvat with an idea of making the skin of the tenby into more of a cloak. Since it's so big, it would fit Strumdery. I think that's pretty much it. We sort of left off, like, kind of winding down for the night and then getting ready for the next day.
That's amazing. Go to give yourself a 1 point of inspiration. And Piers, check your whispers real quick and just give me a yay or nay.
Which whispers? Discord?
Yeah, Discord whispers.
Oh, it's in the chat. My computer's slow. Come on.
Is the computer also sick?
Maybe.
It might be. I accept this headcanon. Not the head cold, though, just the headcanon. You can keep the head cold.
Oh, and we have a map now. It has a kitty mountain and a cyclopean duck-billed platypus demon mermaid.
Hold on, I have to change that so that way people can see it. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, you may think that the Kitty Mountain is just a fun doodle on the map. No, that's an actual thing.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That's like Mount Rushmore.
There was many Bothans lost their lives carving that mountain.
Oh yeah. It was
There
during
was
the
no reason
great
to put
catastrophe of the Ard King's reign.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, Piers, so thank you for clarifying that. Alright. So with that being said... Alright, so yes, Reuben ended up... So the hunter did come by and help prepare the meat, and Reuben started cooking through the night. Reuben being a Mytherian in the light realm, he can not sleep for 2 to 3 light realm days. And so he's just been throwing down in the kitchen, essentially. But as you're just stirring pots and flipping burgers and steaks and the whole 9 yards, you hear a rustle. Oh, yeah?
I forgot we ended with the
natural 20.
The nat 20 perception roll. You hear a rustle in the bushes and see a gentleman step out. And you immediately recognize it as the mayor of the town. But he doesn't walk up to you at first. He just starts kind of like walking around the perimeter of the property, trying to essentially stay out of your sight, even though you can see. He thinks you can't see, but you can see.
Yeah. So I just have a quick question. Have I finished my long rest yet, or no?
Yeah, no, you've been cooking, so you're good.
Okay. Change up some spells. So I am going to go out and approach him, since he's just skulking on the outside. I'll make my way out, and I will just cast dancing lights on his location, kind of illuminating him in the area. And I'll just say, "Hey there, what's going on?"
He's good. He's good. He's just gonna be, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I was actually just looking for my dog, but now I can see everything here. If you see him, can you just bring him back by my house?"
Sure. Well, what type of breed is he? Actually, I could go get Oleander. She knows how to find animals really well.
He's like, that might be appreciated, but let me just see if he comes. He usually comes back to overnight, so if he's not here by tomorrow, I'll come get you guys.
Okay, I do have a question for you though. You seemed very apprehensive about the new priest here, but a lot of people in town seem to either not bother or care. I heard there were some things that their particular race did in the past that were tragic, but what makes you so standoffish about at least this particular individual?
You will need to roll persuasion.
All right. Oh,
And insight if you want. Optional.
I'll do both. Yeah. Wait, either one or one or the other? Which one?
The persuasion required. Insight optional.
I want to roll insight for sure. Oh, that's a 3. 13. Nice.
So he.
Oh wait, I have the inspiration from last session that I didn't use. Can I use it now for this?
This
I'll allow it
inspiration
this
lasts more
one
than a session.
time.
Okay.
I'll roll
Yeah.
over this one time. For
Oh, I didn't know
future
it only lasts
reference.
for the session.
Yeah, for future reference, your inspiration only lasts one session.
Got it. Gotta remember that. And really, it's still bad.
No, that was a perception. I need a persuasion.
Dang it! Oh,
Also-
come on, persuasion. 19.
Okay. He immediately just like it's almost just like flipped off a switch. Just stands up a lot straighter. He broadens his shoulders out, and he just looks down at you, and he's like, "Well, that's not really any of your business in the first place, but if it wasn't for a crafter refusing services, my brother'd still be alive."
I'm sorry to hear that. I never knew that crafters would do stuff.
And he's like, "Oh yeah,
refuse
no,
service like that.
he's like, they've been doing it more and more. And so as far as I'm concerned, they were unwelcome in the first place, and they're certainly unwelcome now." And he's like, "So you be sure to let him know to thank you that you were even here, because, well, that's none of your business either. You're just going to be like, thank you for providing us with food, but I won't be partaking in any." And he actually starts to go to storm off.
It's all right. I'll let them know if we find your dog. Have a nice night.
And he's going to be like, just fuck them on, you know?
Yeah, just all right, that's
You just hear him
strange.
grumbling as he stalks back into the...
Ruben's gonna go back to cooking, I guess, and a strange interaction with that man. Is anybody else awake at this hour or no?
Is anyone else awake at this hour?
I think Carbat would be. He's finding he doesn't need to sleep as much as he thinks he should, so he rested for a little bit just to recover from fighting with the 10B and carrying it, and then
I will...
kind of came to help.
I will, if you want, you can roll a perception to see if you overheard that altercation.
Yeah, Oleander is awake because Oleander doesn't sleep ever.
All right.
So,
Perception?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You may also roll Oleander. Okay, so you heard when he started, talking smack, you heard the muffled sounds of, his aggravation, but not specific words.
I'm so bad at perception.
Oleander, you were very consumed by whatever project you were working on.
that tracks.
Yeah.
Would I have showed up in time to see him like storming off?
Yes.
I'll go up to Ruben then. What did he want? Why was he here?
I don't know. He seemed to, his dog seemed to have gone missing, and he was looking for it. I saw him just kind of wandering around the perimeter, so I just came out to just see what was up. I asked him about why he hated the priest so much, and apparently, it has something to do with the crafters refusing service to his brother who died.
That. Okay, I guess. Seems like he's not a crafter.
That's why I'm confused. I just,
Why blame the person responsible when you can blame everybody?
like, are the crafters the same race as them? Is that why?
Thought the
I
crafters
will
were-
allow a history check from someone.
That's probably me to do that.
You did just forcefully, unofficially graduate yesterday.
Yeah. History. 22.
All right. So in school, you learned that, and with cooking and stuff like that, this was a pretty relevant topic. But you did learn that Swarland crafters are primarily Nefarians. The Nefarian race has an aptitude for using crafting magic. Now, this is not all of the Swarland crafters are Nefarians. There are several different races mixed in there, but majority are Nefarians.
Did you just specify a type of crafter, or did you just say all crafters? I couldn't tell.
Swarland crafters blanket.
Okay, swirling crafters.
Yeah, Swarland crafters are the only type of crafters, really. Like, they have niches within them where, like, oh, this person specializes in armor, this person specializes in architecture, but the overall, you have to go to the Spore Isles to learn how to be a crafter, and more often, out of 10 different people who show an aptitude for crafting, 7 of them will be Nefarians.
Okay. Well, I think now come to think of it, a lot of crafters are often Nefarian, and I assume that's why he's so agitated with the Nefarian that's here.
No, that makes sense. I might try to follow him real quick and just make sure he's not causing trouble if he's that mad.
I'm gonna ask Oleander if she can help me find a dog.
Okay.
I'll go.
Can I try to stealth after the mayor?
You may.
Thank God.
Nice.
It was like sliding around the screen, going from like 7 to 1 to 5, and then finally it was just like, okay, 15. Thank goodness.
And what's your active perception again?
Yeah,
you're passive, not active, passive.
10.
I will allow an active perception roll.
My investigation is very good. My perception.
Or investigation. This would qualify.
Oh, okay. No, it doesn't matter when you roll a 2. I'll use my inspiration because otherwise I'll forget.
Okay.
So I'll use it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. one of the things that you see him doing as he, you just, as if it is fully within your nature, we're able to swiftly catch up to him without him realizing it. And Ruben, you essentially just see Carvot, like, just dissolve into the shadows, and then poof, he's gone. But the he does do like another circle around the perimeter, but you see him emptying a vial of liquid as he's going around the perimeter, and then he starts heading back to his house. Do you want to follow him to his house?
Can I see Ruben still? Do I need to see him?
You would need to walk back to see him.
Is he within 120 feet of me?
Yes. Yeah, but it's
so
through trees.
I think that's fine. It says it can go. Message can go through 3 feet of wood or 1 foot of stone.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I guess you can tell me if that doesn't work, but I'll cast the message, which for the flavor of Carvat, it's not so much. It's more just like you remember Carvat telling you something, but then Carvat's not there. So you just remember Carvat telling you that the mayor's dumping something out of a vial around the perimeter of the property. I'm going to keep following him, but you can check it out here.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then,
right, that weird vial thing.
I'll keep following the mayor for a little
Okay.
bit. Do we know
So
his
he.
name? I don't know that we do. I just.
We might. I think it was mentioned at one point. It might have been mentioned in last session, but I don't think I wrote it down.
I don't have it written down. I just keep calling him the mayor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, he makes his way back to his house, which is kind of in, that little pocket of houses considered the town. With how itty bitty the village is. But you see him hook up with a couple other figures, and in hushed tones, they're like, were you able to do it? And he's gonna be like, I had to improvise. Those stupid travelers were up and about. He's like, but it'll take a lot longer, but it still should hold up. They're gonna be like, okay, well, guess we'll just go to the stupid festival tomorrow. And he's like, yeah, see you there. And he walks into his house and ends up lighting his fire, and you hear him clink around some bottles of something to drink, but in a peculiar sense. You see that he's not acting like he has a dog, and you don't see anything around that would indicate he has a dog.
Who could have seen this turn of events?
I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta go look for a dog now.
Was I able to see any of the people that the mayor met up with?
You heard the voices in hushed tones and a little bit of their silhouettes, but you weren't able to see them super, super clearly.
That's
before they left off.
Yeah, I don't have dark vision or anything, so it would be rough anyways. All right. Yeah, I'll just kind of keep watching the mayor for a little bit, and then, assuming he doesn't do anything, I'll probably head back to the priest's hut in a little bit, see what Ruben found out about whatever he was pouring on the ground.
You, after a while, you hear him grumbling and talking to himself. You hear him pacing around. He occasionally kicks over a table or two, but ultimately settles down at some point. Uh, all right, Ruben, to you.
I go over to Oleander, who I assume is reading at the time, and I say, Oleander, your spell that detects animals, do you know if it can detect, like, does it just detect all dogs in the area? How's that?
Well, so normally it goes to the nearest of some type,
Well,
but
that won't be helpful. I assume plenty of people in this village own dogs. However, though, there was something strange that Kurvat told me before he left. Apparently the mayor was dumping some sort of weird liquid outside. Do you mind if we wait a few minutes? I'll cast some detect magic and we can go and investigate.
yeah.
Should we wake Hassad or does he still need to rest?
I imagine you look over and you see Hassad just like has like some meat from the Tembi. He's just
Just sort of curled up around it.
Just little gnaw marks, like
Yeah.
his mouth is like hanging open over it.
If you want, I can detect poison and disease while you detect magic.
That would work perfectly.
All right, let me get some investigation rolls from you guys, or Arcana if you're doing detect magic.
I'm gonna do detect magic, but before I do so, I'm gonna go over and kind of nudge Hassad. Hassad,
What? I wasn't eating. What is it?
the mayor's acting kind of strange. He dumped some liquid outside.
Uh, well, that was it like a brew, a pint, something concerning?
It was a vial.
Oh, it's probably not normal. And I sort of just get up, carefully put the meat that I was using as like a pillow carefully on the side and pat it as I get up. All right, I'm good. I'm good. It's
Just still has like blood all over his fur.
can take care of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need your hunting skills for this because I'm a little concerned that whatever this vial is, if it's not magical, it's got to be some sort of weird hunting ritual thing.
Well, we certainly don't want anything like drawing even more tenbies here. I mean, we can only eat so much. It's all right. I guess I can go investigate. If you could take me to where you think he dumped that vial, then we can check and see what it is.
Sure. But here, before we go, have some breakfast.
Oh, thank the gods.
I will give Hassad just like some kind of like probably some bacon and a little bit of eggs. And then or no, I don't have any eggs, so just kind of bacon. Yeah.
bacon and some more bacon.
It's one of my
Bacon.
favorite breakfasts.
Enhance ability, intelligence for those investigations, hopefully. I gotta organize that better. But yeah, you now have advantage on all investigation checks. And then I'm going to then spend the time to cast detect magic. Oh wait, I can't do that because they're both concentration. I'll do it later.
Ah!
I'll do it
Alright.
later. I'll wait until he's tried his best.
Alright, Hassan. Let me get an investigation. Oleander's
So-
distracted by pretty flowers.
So just sort of,
There's some night blooming lilies or something. She's like, oh.
Apparently.
I pick up some dirt by the spot where you dumped the vial, and we see, what does that get us? Hold on.
I also cast, as you're investigating, I'll cast guidance on you. Which what I'll do, for now at least, I want to see what you roll. I'm gonna take out, we're just gonna take out a little bit of jerky I prepared.
You're just gonna make Hassad a chunk.
Just keep eating him.
I burn it all.
Wait,
I'm a
why did you
I'm a
have
chef.
Hassad? Why did you have Hassad do the investigation?
Oh, so D4, and then I'll roll a D4. I mean, because he was around, and he's the hunter. I'm the wizard.
I think
So
survival.
13.
Alright, so the specific ingredients you guys can't really discern. And, you know, of course, that irks you, Ruben, because you're like, I'm a chef, you know. I should know what's in here. I should know what these smell like, and I should know what these taste like. But as, and Hassad, the little bit that you put on your tongue does burn your tongue a little bit. It feels almost like acid. And then you guys are seeing that where he poured it on plants and stuff like that, that they're already starting to die.
Bleeding whiskers. That don't taste right. And looking at the plants, I go, and that don't look right. Ruben, you know things like ingredients. These are plants. Does this sort of degradation make any sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. If he's using some sort of acid on the ground, it's killing the plant life, but I still don't understand why he's putting acid on the ground.
Well, why would a mayor want to destroy plants in his own town?
To make the new guy look bad. Because he has an issue with
Alderman!
them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's he's an alderman. He's not a mayor. He's an alderman. I was trying to remember the word.
Oh no, I think he's trying to destroy the memory garden.
But for what purpose? Unless want to make sure that people couldn't remember something.
It's that people can't remember something. It's that if the memory garden falls into decay, then there's no need for the memory priest to be here because there's no memory garden anymore.
Right. Trying to make old Stremdry look bad?
I think so.
Yep.
Well, that ain't on at all. I mean, without Stremdry's help, we'd probably have been overrun by all those undead.
Yep.
Those Solusks would have been wearing me like a new pelt. Well, maybe we should, and I sort of yank out my sword. Maybe we need to have a conversation with him. You know, nothing too harsh, but just a bit of a civil inspection.
I mean, you are a realm guard, so I'll just follow you on this.
I mean,
All right.
past the fact that we saw it, is there any way that we can prove that it was him? So that, if need be, they have the ability to expose him so he doesn't try something after we leave?
Well, he used a vial of some kind, so that means that he still has the contents somewhere, either within his house or on him.
This is true.
All right. Okay. Then for the time being, I'll deputize the two of you as fellow realm guards, and we'll call it a civil inspection of the premises. Say that a concerned citizen may have seen something concerning, and we're just checking to make sure that there's nothing odd going on.
Okay. All right.
That's legal, I think.
Are we
Let's
gonna
go.
try and find Carvat before we talk to them? Because he was gonna follow?
Yeah, I was gonna say let's go find Karat.
around now that he might have come back.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
When I'd seeing Carvot, I go, Carvot, you've been deputized, and I don't explain anything else about it.
Carvot kind of seems uncomfortable with that, but it's like,
Alright.
all right.
As we're traveling there, I'm gonna pick some berries and cast Good Berry.
Oh.
But what if they were already good berries?
No, these are gooder berries.
Oh,
These
dang.
are good boy berries.
Good one. So I now have 10 berries.
So wait, we're going to arrest him?
No, we're just gonna have a conversation. Just try and it's really more of an inspection just to see that we've heard some strange reports around from concerned residents. Some of them have been concerned residents like you, Carvart, and we're gonna just say that we're looking for a specific piece of information.
We're gonna see if we can find that vial from the stuff that he poured on the ground, so that it can be directly linked to him.
Of
You
course,
want me
Chris.
to sneak into his house and see if I can find it?
I mean, if perhaps perhaps.
He
Are
went
we-
to sleep. I don't know.
I think we should find out where it is and then move from there. Because if we can find out that that he keeps it on him, we could expose him at the cookout.
Feast.
But if he keeps it in his house, that's going to be much harder to convince the rest of the town.
But I think they're going to take it far more personally that he's trying to destroy the memories of their loved ones than the fact that they have somebody of a race they may not appreciate.
I mean, regardless, I'm sure that regardless of what some of the ruder members of the town might think of Strandry, like them or not, fabricating evidence just to get rid of someone you don't even know, it's gonna seem might shady to most.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, we could even try, if we get his attention by just knocking and asking, maybe even talking about, what's something that, Ruben, you spoke to the lad, what was something that Mr. Alderman there said that he was he concerned about anything when you spoke to him?
Yeah, he had his dog was missing.
Okay, maybe we can ask him questions about his dog, and while we're doing that, Carvoth, you can sneak in through the back. Bob's your uncle. We found where the vial is.
Wait, am I supposed to hit him in the head? You did a little.
No. This is more. It's more. Bob's your uncle. You're thinking more of Betty is your aunt. That's where. Yeah.
I
No,
got
Bob's your uncle is you succeed. Betty's your aunt. You make your own success.
You hit him with a kosh in the back of the head.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably shouldn't. Never mind.
No. Speak up, Ruben. What is it?
I mean, I know I know a few recipes that can knock a person out.
I mean, that's if you want to go. Betty's your aunt.
Yeah, I'm just saying that that's an option. It's really strong aromas that just kind of incapacitate a person.
Just sniffing there. How strong would these aromas have to be? Because I've got kind of a nose here.
I mean, it should be fine as long as you're not in the crossfire.
Well, we may. I don't know. We may want to keep that on the back burner. I feel like we want to save Betty's your aunt for later. Keep Bob's your uncle for now.
All right.
Because
All right,
otherwise,
so you guys are going to be the front door team. I'm
Yeah.
going in through a window and trying to find the vial.
If we want, I could also cast silence on the house while you're in there and we're talking to him at the door. It's a 20-foot radius. So we can talk to him and he won't be able to hear you.
That might help.
Sounds good.
sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
A plan to plan.
Sounds good. Let's go.
All right, pause in, team. Oh, I mean, whatever do you people call your mitts?
We can just go with mitts. That's
Okay, mitts in, team. And on three, Bob's your uncle. 1, 2, 3.
Bob's your uncle.
All right. The door.
And so, I'll. Sod will walk up to the door and make sure that Karvoth is, I suppose, sneaking out around the back.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on, we can do this a
Oh,
little bit
a map.
easier.
Ooh.
Gosh, a map.
Since he was in the area. One second, let me get that. Alright. There we go. So his house is the curved one
Nice.
at the top. And go ahead. Yeah, there's a little bit of room in the back there if anyone's going in the back or through one of the side windows.
okay.
I just want to see.
So I think this is about as close as I'm going to be able to get to cover the whole house as if I do this square right there. That's where I'm casting it. And it's within 120 feet of me.
I just want to ask, Karvat has not told us that he doesn't think he has a dog, right?
No.
Okay, so we all very much believe.
We believe that we're helping find a dog.
Yeah, everyone else is going off of Ruben's knowledge, which Ruben was very much convinced.
I don't remember rolling that low or that high on it. It was like 13. Also, he's a gullible boy.
I think your insight was more for the next part.
Yeah.
All right then.
Before
Assad's gonna-
we continue this,
Mhm.
let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. 'Cause I forgot about that. But as long as you guys are all set up, we will resume with what happens next.
My knocking hand is cocked and ready to go.
Yeah.
You mess with the honk, you get the bonk. All right, be right back.
Nice.
Ready to do
Oh,
a
I
knock.
put that wrong way. And we're
Knock.
back. And you knock?
Time to knock, and do a bit of a, shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Excuse me, realm guard, local inspection, Mr. Alderman. If you and your family could come to the door, I just have a few questions.
Alright. From inside the house, I mean, yeah, there's clearly a campfire lit. But from inside the house, you hear nothing.
Interesting.
Can I look in?
You may.
Do I see anything inside the house?
You see the back of, so where the branch is, I'm gonna say, that's over the house, that's where the chimney is, which is technically dangerous, but we're just gonna roll with it, okay?
It's a thatch house. I don't think it really matters.
So where you're looking in, you do see what appears to be, the alderman, laying back on a chair, but you see him from behind, and you see obvious liquor bottles scattered around him.
I'll just go around the front.
Assad knocks again. Excuse a bit louder.
He's pretty drunk. I don't know. Seems like he's just passed out. We might be able to just go in.
Is the door unlocked?
It can be.
I could unlock it and just raising the hand up again.
Wait.
Wait. Yeah. Let's just see if it even is locked. Is the door locked, DM?
No, it is not.
So I was just ready to knock the door down, and you just.
Yep, with a great, humble application of force, the door just gives way.
I mean, it's a much more graceful entrance than Ruben's last forced home entry.
Where you needed a rematch with the door.
Alderman, are you home? Ruben will say.
He's over there on the chair.
Yeah, he's right in front of, he's essentially just like right across the room from the front door.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if like neutral sound level wakes him.
It does not stir him.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like somebody already pulled a Betsy's your aunt on him before we got here. He did it to himself, if anything.
May have done it to himself. Is he? I'll kind of go over by him as quietly as possible. Is he like breathing regularly? Is he just like passed out?
Roll a medicine check.
Medicine. Well, that'll work. Feels like a waste, but
Ooh.
He is obviously not just passed out.
dang it. Cravat goes over. He pulls like a little piece of glass that he has out of his pocket and is trying to like check for breath without touching him or anything. He's like, yeah, no, guys, this guy, I think he's dead.
Oh,
You just and as you guys like walk around and like see the body, you see the one side that was facing away from the door just has obvious blood spittle splattered everywhere.
So Cravat's holding his glass over, looks at the guy and is just like, there's blood coming out of the other side of his mouth. He's just like, oh yeah, no.
He's dead, Jim. Oh. Well, this is not what I expected. Everyone calm down. I said everyone calm down.
That's not good.
It's about to throw something.
Can I do detect poison disease on it?
You may.
Since it's like just in a cup.
Throw that up on the screen real quick. In the chat, whatever.
Yeah. The presence and locations of poisons within 30 feet of me, and I can identify the type of poison or disease. And since it's just in a cup, the barrier piece doesn't apply.
Okay, so the drink that he was drinking is a slow poison known as alcohol. And then there you do find the empty vial in his pocket, as well as a full vial in one of the cabinets.
Of whatever he was pouring on the ground.
Interesting.
Can I take the... Oh wait, you didn't tell us about it. I want to take that vial in the cabinet.
Hold on. People, this is now a crime scene, and not the implicit crime that we expected when we got here. Maybe we should be careful about how we disturb the evidence in this room.
We should go get Cesius.
Okay, yes. Should inform the hunter, inform what other local authorities we may have here, and just let them know that they shouldn't panic. The alderman's dead. They shouldn't panic. Wait a minute.
Are you panicking? It feels a little bit like you're panicking.
Sad, is this your first crime scene?
So wait, what is the poison that he was taken with?
Alcohol.
Alcohol poisoning?
I think he may have gotten some of whatever he was pouring on the ground into his mouth.
Quite possibly.
But
if he wasn't careful, but yeah, what was in the cup was only alcohol.
I don't think alcohol makes you bleed out of your face. Normally.
Like, didn't the alderman have any family? You know, other people living in this house?
You see, he's been living alone.
What about
and
his
no
dog?
evidence of any dishes or any toys or anything.
I think you may have lied about the dog, you guys.
Oh,
Possibly.
I just thought somebody may have kidnapped the dog, but okay.
It's very thorough kidnapping when they take every trace of the dog.
Strong
There's
point.
no
strong
fur
point.
lining all of the cloth, like.
What an effective kidnapping. Just Cowan could convince us it never even existed.
You can really gaslight whoever you're kidnapping them from. Just, you don't even have a dog. There'd be dog hair everywhere. You'd have a dog bed. You'd have dog food.
It's practically a Sadie's your niece.
Oh, now we're getting serious.
I think we should go get Cesius and Stremdry. I mean, Stremdry has to prepare the body for burial, and Cesius is at least the only other influential person I know in town.
Well, that does make sense.
All right. Yeah, we should kind of leave things the way they are and then go get everybody.
Yeah, try not to disturb the scene of the crime. Let's make sure that everything's in however order we found it, and we'll get the other members of authority in the town to just come in here, and we'll decide what to do next, I think.
Olander, did you tell us that you found the other vial of... That you noticed another vial of the whatever it was?
I think so. I don't remember, man. That was
Well,
like 5 minutes ago.
You were told where the locations were. I don't know if you shared it to the rest of the party.
Right.
We're gonna go with I shared it to the rest of the party.
Okay. Ruben would like to take the vial from the cabinet that's full.
Everyone in synchronicity just be like, put it back.
No, Carbot was gonna try to take it too. So that's fine.
Okay.
After we show that it was here. Good lord.
So,
I
Assad
mean, there's
just
still
in the
the
corner
empty
going
one.
through everything he knows about inspecting a crime scene. Okay, then we do this.
You should be really good at your fire. Your cylinder should be firing on all ends. Remember, you got advantage.
Just running through everything. Right? It's everything. Just getting hit by all of the ideas. Okay, we do. Okay. All right.
But yeah, Ruben will pocket that vial of acid, or whatever it is.
Did Assad see this, or is he just still thinking in the corners?
You guys
Make
may
sure don't disturb
do
the crime
a sleight of hand perception contest.
I'm not trying to do it. I was told where it was. I'm not trying to hide. Like, I'm not
Okay.
trying to steal. I know. I would literally, like, if someone were to confront me, I would say something, but I'm literally just grabbing it.
Oh,
Yep,
well, there you go.
but-
Assad.
We also were like, leave it until after they know that it was there. And
We
you're still
need-
taking it.
I don't want to leave it in case whoever else would. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys this. He met up before he came into his house. He met up with like some sort of group that was all in on him doing whatever he was doing. I don't want them to get another whole vial on whatever that is.
And I want to find out what it is in case we can maybe make something that reverses it, or at least show at least we can show the priest, and maybe he can figure out what it is.
Wow.
Those are fair points.
No, that's a good point. I did know
Is-
that there may be.
Does Oleander know what it is? It says the spell identifies the poison
Yeah.
or disease.
She essentially finds it as it being a mix of herbicide, pesticide,
Huh.
essentially.
Yeah, that's not supposed to go in your body. That would do it.
That would be bad. All right, you guys want to go get? I don't remember. You guys want to go get Cesius, and I'll go run and get Strembry?
I want to go with you to get Strembry.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Why don't Oleander, you and I can go get Cesius,
Sounds like a plan.
and I guess we're also choosing to pocket the vial until then. So hold on. Gotta make this look right official, and Assad will get. Let's see, what do I have that I can use to hold it like an evidence bag?
You can fold up some paper. If you have some paper or parchment.
We'll do just that. So Assad takes out just a bit of parchment he had, tears it, something that's probably around the size of roughly the vial, and just sort of folds it to make it look like something that could hold it. So put it in here. We'll take this, say this is evidence that we found at the crime scene. That way we can disturb it without actually making it us look any more suspicious than we do by just breaking in here.
Okay, but I still want to take it to the priest, so I'm gonna need that.
All right. Well, once again, Ruben, you have been deputized, so.
Alright.
This is all above board.
Thank you.
We're still good.
Yeah, I'll take. Yeah, I'll just
Gotta
say
make sure
thanks.
all those boxes are checked.
Look, Assad does not wish to be on the wrong side of the law any more than he already is right now by helping you guys.
by escaping town with some fugitives.
Aiding and
Thank-
abetting in a murder.
Thank you, sir.
Assad's thinking about the amount of reports he'll have to file when he gets back. If he gets back.
All right. Let's split up, gang, and search for clues.
Whatever you want to get people.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Translation. All right. Who do you guys want to go get? Oh, well, no. So Cesius will be first, and that's Oleander and Hassan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys split up, and bad choice. No, you guys knock on Cestius's door, and it actually doesn't take him very long, and you hear him stumbling to the door. Um, yeah, he opens up the door, and he's like, "Yeah, it's late. Is everything okay?"
I guess
We
that
collected.
depends on your definition of okay.
There's
But
been
it's
an
not
incident.
normal.
Something has occurred. If you would be so kind, would you accompany us to the alderman's house?
He's gonna be like, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And he's gonna just like throw on his tunic and follow you guys out.
So, hope we didn't disturb you too much. I mean, you were just resting, I assume.
Oh, first good night's rest since y'all took care of those Vombliers. Kind of nice not to have to sleep with one eye open.
Right. Maybe consider sleeping with one eye open, though. Something, things are still a bit dangerous around these parts. I want to do an insight check on Cestius. Just
To see if Cestius is suspicious.
yes, because now it's trust no one, and I guess I still get the advanced intelligence. So
Suspicious.
oh, could have used that earlier.
From what you can tell, he is genuinely concerned about what is going on, but the moment you mention the alderman, you were slightly you see that he's not surprised that something popped up with the alderman.
All right, well, just we're just gonna go meet with the alderman, see if we can't see. We all need to discuss the incident that occurred. So we just want to know, get the opinions on just a lot of the general leadership of the town.
Wait, repeat the question? I'm sorry.
I said we're just gonna go meet with the alderman and bring together some of the general leadership of the town to discuss the incident that occurred. So if you would be so kind as to come with us.
He's already following you.
All right.
Kind of like ruffles his hair, rubs his eyes, like, okay, I'm ready. What does dickwad do now? Type thing.
Feeling like I don't know. It seems like when I tell you about just an incident that we had to inspect the alderman's house, you didn't sound too ruffled there, mate. Aldermen get into these sorts of scrapes very often.
It's almost like clockwork that when the sun goes down and everyone else retires, he pulls out a couple of bottles and drinks to his brother.
All right, his brother. All right. I didn't think anyone told me the alderman had a brother. What happened to him?
His brother was loved to travel, didn't quite want to settle down or didn't want to quite go into full military service, but still liked to help out. So he would often go into personal guards and civilian armies. And there was a little rebellion to the north side, and they requested weapons from for the battle, and the crafter refused them. And a couple of days later, it was a full-out massacre of the rebels.
whiskey's that's awful, but don't is isn't it generally looked down upon to request the crafters give you weapons to for war against someone else that they help?
They pride themselves on being politically neutral, so if they are forced into a position of taking sides, they will step back. I don't know what that crafter's reason was personally, but I've heard them, you piss them off, guess what? They're not going to do anything for you, and that kind of makes sense to me.
It's pretty good policy to have, I say. Gotta have your line.
He's like, yep, and crafters do love helping and do love building, so the way I see it, if you piss off a crafter, that's your problem.
How long ago was this? How long's the alderman been in this sort of state?
5-10 years.
That is a long time. Not learn how to cope. Nobody decided to try and do something, so he stopped drinking so much.
Even drinking alone? Maybe no drinking buddies?
Those that have tried gave up after a while.
Sorry.
Falling off your ball? Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I sneezed.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yes, that was a sneeze. It was a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, so after a short time, you guys actually do make it to the alderman's house, and, y'all left the door open, and he's gonna walk in and just be like, oh, highest have mercy. It's honestly about time.
About time?
He's been drinking like this for half his life.
Yes. However, if you, peruse the area around, and that doesn't normally happen with drinking.
And he's gonna take a look, and he's gonna, inspect on his own. Hold on, let me see. He's gonna be like, not necessarily normal drinking, but with how much he has been, it wouldn't be unheard of that his intestines are mush.
There's also another possibility.
I mean, Cessus, you've seen your fair share of violence in the past. Look, there's this blood and spittle on him. This ain't a natural this ain't a natural death. Things are leading to foul play, maybe a poisoning.
He's gonna take the cup and sniff it, and he's gonna be like, what makes you think poisoning?
He was seen dumping a liquid onto the memory garden's ground, which we already know how he feels about the priest. So we can only assume that it was in attempt to sabotage. However, I'm able to detect poison and disease, and he's got the vial with the remnants on him, and it is herbicide and pesticide. So if
Not
he
exactly
wasn't
your average
careful, he could have gotten it in his mouth from trying to poison the memory garden.
Do you see or smell that with his spittle?
You're the one with the nose.
So, do I?
I mean, yeah, and then
Yeah.
only Ender detected it. And...
Yeah, just. I mean, all sides point to this. This wasn't just drinking a bit too much mead.
So if he's the one that went around sabotaging the memory garden, who would have wanted to kill him now?
We do
Um,
have.
Yeah. Based off what we know, because he was acting funny, he actually met up with other people who were on board with poisoning the memory garden, which I feel like the majority of you wouldn't appreciate because that's kind of all of your loved ones' memories. So you kind of have a short list of suspects. Kind of.
We
And
have a
you
sort
mentioned
of.
you mentioned 2 people, and already he's like, "Oh bloody hell!" And he's gonna be like, "You know what? It is too early for this shit." But either way, we need to let the priest know. Hopefully, he has a cart. He can just go take this to the garden if that's still in order, and take care of it. But I need to go have a word with those 2 now.
The priest should be on the way here, actually.
Well, we sent two of my other deputies, uh, currently pursuing to connect with the priest and bring him in.
I would also like to point out before you go, he did spill the vial and it hasn't been handled. So that might be a pressing concern to handle sooner rather than later.
Wait, repeat that again?
The vial got poured on the ground.
Oh.
And we didn't clean it up. So that might be something that we want to handle sooner rather than later. Like between us and the...
Yeah, so you guys go look at taking care of that. I'll go apprehend our suspects. And he's gonna be like, thank you again. Really, it just seems like this whole place would have fallen apart if you guys didn't show up. And he's gonna stalk off to another house across the way. Alright, let's go ahead and pop over. Is there anything else you guys want to do before we go over to the other 2?
I think we're waiting for the priest and the body to be brought back.
Okay. Alright, Carvat, Ruben. What says you? Yeah, so you guys head back to the memory garden. And you manage to wake up Stremdry. Yeah, and, of course he's, looking around and just being like, it's super late. It smells delicious. It also smells like something's burning. Is everything okay?
Oh no. I'll run off. Leaving Carvat.
I guess he'll take care of that. Two things that need your attention. They're sort of related. The alderman seems to want to destroy the memory garden. Maybe he was pouring something around the property in the grass. It seems to be killing everything.
Did you tell him about the poison?
Yep. Working on it. don't get any into food. He was pouring that poison stuff around in the grass. We followed him back to his house. He is dead now, so that's the second issue. You might have to go perform your duties.
You told him about the dead alderman, right?
Yep, we're just getting to that part. He's still sort of waking up, but yeah. So anyways, yep. Those are the 2 things. I don't know if there's anything you know about that can help protect the memory garden, but for now, maybe you should go deal with the dead body.
He's gonna be like, I suppose that would be wise, and he's gonna call over his Perry fur and saddle him up with, essentially like a little rack. But he is going to beckon you to follow him, and he's like, on the way, show me where he was dropping the poison.
Oh yeah. Carvat will point out a couple spots.
And he's gonna leave his Perry fur there, and he's gonna look at you up and down, and he's gonna be like, "You're good at keeping secrets, right? You look like the type."
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
He's gonna kneel down and kind of place his hand directly on top of a pile of the poison. And you see the poison just kind of evaporate off of everything and dissipate, but you see it happening down the whole line. And he's just gonna get up and he'll be like, well, memory priests do need training on the spore isles, but people just think I stopped there, and I'm okay with that.
That's quite impressive. Yeah, wow, nice work. That's handy.
It would be handier if I could heal the plants too, but at least we can stop it from spreading.
Well, at least some of that blight might help your case when people are questioning what happened here.
I suppose you're right. But from the sounds of it, he sounded like he meant to poison the food for the feast.
Oh.
This batch might be a little dry, but I think I saved it.
Dear God, you didn't use that vial for seasoning, did you?
No.
Reuben.
The point will wander back to you, having saved the roast.
Reuben, well, or maybe we can get Oleander to do it, but we may want to recheck the food. Apparently, if he got some in his drink, it's possible he was trying to poison the food for tomorrow.
I can purify food and drink.
But we can deal with that when we have Oleander with us.
Alright, you guys return back to town. At this point, there's quite a few people who are up and about. Cesius has two men who are very ashamed and shaken, and he's scolding the absolute living heck out of them. And a couple of the other people are just like onlooking and like, just trying to see what all is going on. The mother of the child is out there, and she's kind of half in, half out of the door, still keeping an eye on her sleeping child, but also like, is everything okay type thing. But seeing the memory priest walk down with the parry for everyone, just kind of hushes and watches you guys arrive.
Don't worry, guys. The roast is safe.
Oh, thank the gods. I mean,
Priorities, man.
Priorities.
Like, morning. I'm sure this is not how you wanted to start your day. However,
So the two people that they're yelling at, are they like like young 20-year-olds or like teenagers? What are they?
No, they're two middle-aged adults. And Carvat, you do recognize their silhouettes as co-conspirators.
Yeah, I think those are some of the people I saw in the dark. It was a little hard to tell, but
do their
looks
voices
like
sound
them.
familiar?
All I can really hear is the shouting.
So do we know who killed the alderman?
Doesn't look like we know who may have killed the alderman, but Cesius told us that when we informed Cesius about the alderman's demise, he did seem to have two lead suspects in mind.
Which are those two?
Most likely, yes. So also we could consider going in, playing a bit of good guard, bad guard on them, and Betty's your aunt. We've get a confession out of her.
Whoa, we're doing Betty's your aunt?
I mean, you saw how well Bob's your uncle did first. And from the sounds of it, we save Bob's your uncle for if we aren't certain that these people had something to do with it. But from the sounds of it, from what you've told us, Carboth, that this may be a Betty's your aunt situation.
Yeah, and eventually, Cesius does come back to you guys. The memory priest starts, does his own little inspection of the crime scene. But Cesius essentially comes to you, and he's like, so they were involved in the plan to get the village sick in an attempt to, further sow seeds of distrust for our new memory priest. And while they're evidently jerks, they did not have any inkling as to what exactly was going to go make the villagers sick. That seemed to have been all on the mayor. Or alderman. It seems like he was the one that handled that, and evidently mishandled it when he got home.
Well, hopefully that's all it was. We'll still have to be careful, I think, at the feast.
Yeah, it seems like a few of you have the skills needed to make sure that the meal is safe for everyone.
Well, we'll have to especially keep an eye out on all of the foods, just to make sure that we don't see any outside tampering by any other conspirators.
And the two that, are kind of keeping very cowed down next to Cesius, they'd be like, no, honestly, it was just us. Like, really, no, everyone else is either indifferent or fine. We just wanted to support our friend in showing his anger.
So you don't actually have an issue with the priest?
I mean, honestly, no. He's been our friend since we were kids. And, making everyone sick and have a stomachache for a couple of days didn't sound like it sounded bad, but not kill everyone bad.
But why would this be your best option for supporting your friend? Based off what I've been told, and I haven't been here very long, he has been struggling with the pain over the loss of his brother for a decade. And doing this isn't going to fix the fact that he is upset over the death of his brother. You could have never let it get to this point, and he could have been better off and may still be alive if you supported him like real friends would have.
Yeah, that's gonna cow them down a lot more, and they're just gonna be like, "You're
got berated by Cesius, and then
Yeah.
also get berated by the leader.
Yeah. At this point, they're like tearing up and crying, like just scorned children. We're sorry.
Hassan will lean over to Carvat and go, "Did you teach her to do that, or she's great at this bad god behavior?"
I don't like talking to people. That's all her.
I was right to deputize her.
Ruben is just kind of cowering by proxy, Shane.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with the consequence of your actions, which means you're short a friend that you've had since you were kids. I would expect that you might try and make reparations for the actions, and help the priest out, considering you've killed part of the memory garden and possibly affected the memories of other people in your town. Anger was not the right option here.
They're just gonna be, they're just gonna nod and be like, yeah, yes, ma'am.
Very good. They're there, and I'm gonna just pat their heads.
And she's good at good guard.
Be taking notes, Hassan.
Oh, jeez.
This could be part of the procedure.
I'm gonna come back over. I'm gonna be like, does the priest need our help with anything? I know he's kind of in there alone, and it looks kind of gross.
Yeah, so as she asks that, you guys look, and the priest has the mayor loaded up. He's gonna be like, from what I can tell, he was already destroying his body. It definitely didn't take much to tip him over.
Which is unfortunate, all things considered. These two are planning on assisting you with repairing the damages that have been done to your garden.
Are you holding them by the ears? Or...
They got pat on the head and now they're being held by the ears. They're just...
Well, I was just kind of sort of pointing. But I'm going to turn back from them and be like, I'm going to be here for a little bit longer, so I better see you before I leave. If not, I will drag you there.
They're just going to be like, yes, ma'am, we'll be there. We'll help. And they're going to look over at Ruben. Do you need help cooking? We can build the tables.
No, yeah, sure, that would help. I can help you with it, no problem. Yeah, I would love your assistance.
Ruben's also scared.
Yeah, he's very...
Like, yeah, help, all the help. And the memory priest is gonna talk to Cassius and be like, well, it seems like you guys have some stuff to figure out, but I suppose before we start the feast, we'll have everyone gather for the ceremony for the alderman, and he's gonna be like, yeah, he doesn't have any remaining family, but obviously he still has some friends that I'm sure would like to contribute. And I'll be like, right then. Be like, Ruben, I hope you don't mind. I certainly hope it doesn't sour the food if we do the ceremony prior to your gracious meal.
Oh, I think it would make it much better, honestly. It'd be nice to... I mean, even though he was just a sour person, it'd be nice to at least, he still deserves an honor of his memory.
And Cassius is going to be like, we appreciate that. Yes, he is sour to some people, but to others he was gracious.
And
So
he became an alderman somehow.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to the town's leadership now?
We'll probably hold a vote at the feast. See if anyone wants to volunteer, and if everyone agrees. If multiple people want to volunteer, we'll just go back and forth until there's a unanimous vote, or majority at least. But, with us being a small town as we are, we don't need to be so formal about it.
That's a fair point.
Just whoever the village wants to step up to the plate just needs to register with the Lord of the region.
On that note, I think we're going to go with the priest. Hopefully, you don't have too much more of an eventful morning, and we'll see you for the ceremony.
And he's just gonna nod approvingly at you. Yes, ma'am.
Elena's gonna be voted to be the new alderman.
I have more roasts to make.
Alderman Oleander.
Not a ring.
All right, and if you guys want, is there anything else you guys would like to do for this episode? I'm thinking now would be a good bookmark point, and we can resume at the start of the festivities.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
Sounds good.
All right. And then barring stuff coming up, yeah, we'll tentatively plan to be back next week. And yeah. I guess y'all stay safe, stay nerdy. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.